Hello guys, welcome to another Banter Blitz with me. So I hope everything is working fine. Just let me know on chat somewhere that you can see and hear me well, because on my end everything looks well more or less fine right now. Cobra is here on Chess 24. Amazing. Hello my friend. I'm happy you joined the stream. So just as usual, I will start with several games against guys I've never ever played before. It will be like 3 to 4 games. And then we will get back to the normal order of challenges, so I'll be playing one by one. Okay, so let me go to the challenges and see if we have somebody I've never ever played before. So here is one, Vincent, 59. So let's play this guy first. Accept the challenge. And I'm playing with white pieces. So let's see. E4, E5, that goes to F3, knight to C6. Well, my opponent is playing pretty fast. So black knows what he's doing, I suppose. So let's play the exchange variation. Castling, bishop g4, okay, h3. And bishop takes f3. Well, I'm not sure it's a good decision to give up a bishop. Normally you would want to save it on the board, honestly, because a pair of bishops is what you have for the damaged pawn structure. Now black simply has damaged pawn structure and I suppose no compensation for it. So I'm just saving queens on the board now to attack b7. I have a feeling that I will have good chances to play f4 rather quickly. So I'll play something like d3 and then f4, and this queen on f6 will be quite vulnerable. Also pay attention to f7. If black castles, let's say, then f7 will be not that perfectly protected. And it comes in handy, I think, taking into account my plan, because I want to play f4 and open up the f file and then attack f7. Now goes to e7, so black is doing nothing to prevent me from playing f4. Well, maybe then we'll just play f4 immediately here. Knight goes to g6. Okay, I think after just taking on e5... Oh, there is a trick. Look at that. I mean, if I take on e5 with the pawn, there is bishop c5 check. My king has to go away, and my rook drops on f1. Wow, I didn't see that. I thought I would take on e5, queen captures on e5, and I take f7, but it doesn't work. Wow. Such a nice trick, I must admit. So instead, what to do? Let's just play f5 then. My god. I didn't want to play that. But it feels like I have to. So now, where to go? To h2 or to h1? What is better? I'm not even sure. Let's say to h1. Yeah, position doesn't look very pleasant. I expected something like knight to h4. But who knows? So now the first move that comes to mind is just to take that knight. But then I open diagonal b8 h2 and bishop will come back to d6, then queen to e5. It's scary, really. Oh god, what to do here? I can try something like queen c4, attacking the bishop to start with, to try to understand where the bishop goes. If it goes to d6, it's the one thing. If it goes to a7, it's another one. I guess, yeah, it's better to play this move now. The point is, if bishop goes to a7, let's say, keeping this nice position, then I'm more or less fine with taking on f4, maybe immediately or at some point, because there will be no bishop to d6 using that potentially open diagonal. Alright, but if I take on f4 now, e takes f4 and b2 is under attack. Well, black is playing amazing chess here, I must say. So let's develop the knight first. G5. God. Crazy. I mean, it's very strong. Really. Wow. I don't know what to do in this position. It's pretty bad now. With a king on h2, I could have played at least g3, but now it's impossible. Okay, let's just play on the queen side. Rook, they're preparing simple g4. I'm just being crushed here. I mean, I'm just being crushed. Oh, even this way. Fantastic. Such a nice move. Such a nice inclusion. There is probably no defense. So... all right. Yeah, for 1637, it's an amazing level. I mean, it's just very strong. I mean, I'll be checkmated now. Yeah, Queen G7 is what I've seen. I don't see a defense. Like, yeah, Queen comes to G2, this or that way. Yeah, resign. Alright, there is nothing to comment. My opponent played perfect chess. Well, let's just try to understand where I made my mistakes. So I played Queen to B3, that was not so bad. Castling D3 was also alright, absolutely. Yeah, after 97, I didn't see that idea. I mean, I played F4 almost automatically, thinking that, well, I will take on E5, and I missed this trick. So here, bishop goes to C5 with check. And then Queen gets F1. So... yeah, instead of doing that, of course, I should have placed like bishop to e3 here. And then just normal development, so preventing the bishop on c5. Well, to start with, the easiest reaction to this system is just to take. I mean, this ending should be much better for white because of the better pawn structure, black no longer has pair of bishops. But I thought because of this f4, this queen b3 might be interesting. I was wrong. So this reaction with 97, 96 was, yeah, just very strong. All right, thank you for the game. Pretty cool start. I mean, the loss already in the first game, but never mind. Let's get playing. Yeah, come on. So, will be hard now. But anyway, there are some players I've never played before. Let's play another one. Rook to G1. Rook to G1 was not possible. Bishop controlled that square, I believe. C4. All right. D5. Okie dokie. So let's take. Develop the knight to F6. Exerting some pressure on D5. E4 is also under pressure. I have to be careful about that. So I'm always curious how to develop the bishop here to B4 with check, which is a tempo development, or just a C5 attacking F2. Let's try bishop to C5 in this game. But then there's queen to C2. Not very pleasant attacking E4, right? I can play some like queen to b6, attacking f2 the second time. Is it good or bad for me? I don't know. So I'm no longer that confident. I mean, after the previous game, I'll just play something that looks safe at least. Okay, let's take there. I expect a queen d2 because against this, I may try this e3, damaging the pawn structure. I guess I will have some good compensation for it. So dark squares are indeed weakened. So let's just castle first to eliminate the risks. Now we have ideas like knight g4, queen to b6, simple queen to e7, just simple development of my pieces like d6 and bishop somewhere. I don't know. So what is better? I think this move looks good. Attacking e3 and b2. If knight c4, then queen b4 check, forcing knight back to d2 or another knight to d2, which may be not so pleasant. And knight to d4. All right. So now I suppose knight to g4 should be correct. Just attacking e3 again. Now with the knight. Why didn't I start with knight g4? I wanted to prevent queen to b3. I mean, it's possible if white wants, but then I exchange queens and take on e3. Also not clear, by the way. Also not clear. Can I save my queen on the board like queen h6? Is it possible? Queen h6, e4, knight goes to e3, bishop to f3. I achieved nothing and my knight on e3 might be trapped. Oh god, I'm playing badly tonight. Really? Like, yeah. After each and every move, I kind of regret that I made it. It's a sign of a very bad shape. A takes b3. Wow, white is just surprising me in this game. I mean, I don't say that white's decisions are bad. Just something that I don't expect. What's interesting, it may have been a blunder of the bishop, but the knight is trapped there. Maybe it's not a blunder at all. God, it's so strong. Am I stupid or, you know, what's going on? That was probably an idea of a b3 followed by knight c4 with the idea of knight b6. This is so deep. I mean, it's strange. Okay, I have to take on c4 now, because if I take on g2, king goes to f2, knight cannot go away from there, and there is knight b6 I cannot prevent, basically. So I have to take that knight, and now white has a tremendous advantage. Oh, goodness. e4. All right, so at least the position is no longer that weird. I mean, looks like a normal thing. So bishop d7. I'm gradually improving my pieces. I'm okay to take the knight if it goes to either b5 or f5. That's fine. So that bishop on g2 should be, yeah, quite bad in the long run. So let's just bring rooks to active positions here. Okay, let's bring the knight to the active position. Now I like my position. I mean, it looks harmonious. I should be slightly better. Okay, this is something strange, but possible. So I can take on e4 now. I think it's just an extra pawn, right? So pawn up. All right. Fine. But that thing with AB3 knight c4, wow, that was great. I mean, I should remember that pattern. It's very powerful. When I moved my knight to g4, I didn't even realize that after capturing e3, I would not create a threat. So bishop on g2 was hanging, but that was nothing, actually. So there was a suggestion to play a6 after taking on g2. All right, but then after knight b6 and rook a7, come on, the rook on a7 is forever. I mean, it's bad. And bishop on c8 would have had some serious problems then later. All right, rook e2, let's focus on the game. Let's just move the knight back, why not? From there I can go to d3 if white plays b4. b4 will be under pressure. Here I wanted just to take. And play king f8 covering e7. Of course, still far from winning the game, but I think we have good chances. Let's just play a4. Exchanging the pawn, which is a defender of c4, so now c4 is a weakness. This is again a trick. Pretty cool one, by the way. Yeah, I mean, white is playing pretty good chess. So at least tactically, white is well prepared. Right, let's grab some space. I know I'm making my bishop passive, but I just want to play simple chess like f5, g5, f4, and so on. Okay, can I try this move now? I guess it doesn't work because of rook b6, so I have to go back. What can be another possibility? I think I have to protect this pawn because with the king on e5, there is knight to f3 always. Unpleasant. Bishop to c8 at some point. Protecting the pawn on b7. I think we can try this. And what else? Let's see. f4 takes, king e4. Not so pleasant. All right, let's just push pawns. Okay, I won on time, but position was also better, I think. But I could have played much better earlier. I mean, this is also, position with chances, but white has very active pieces here. And probably I should have avoided the exchange of light squared bishops. That's the thing. So like to take on a4 with the bishop probably was a better choice. Most likely, yeah, but then I can go to f5. Who knows? Maybe this a5 was a mistake already. Maybe I should have played something on the king side first, like g6 covering f5 square, just in case, preventing knight from moving there. And then trying this a5 and then a4. Don't know. White has more space, obviously, so it's not so simple to convert the advantage. But at some point, I thought my position was just lost. After this knight to c4, it was so great surprise to me. I mean, if, for example, I take, then king f2, the knight is trapped, and there is knight b6. So, as I said, there was a suggestion to play a6 here, but then knight goes to b6, rook goes to a7. And the bishop is trapped here, so white can play something like this, and it's over. I mean, white grabs the bishop on c8, then at some point grabs that knight, and enjoys the position with the extra minor piece, so it doesn't work. All right. So yeah, I had to capture this knight on c4. I think that after bc4 and my knight a6, white could have played much better. For example, why not d6 here? So after d6 here, I'm not sure how to complete the development of my queen side. Yeah, this position looks just terrible for black. Rook a6 is coming. That's a direct threat already. So I have to move my knight somewhere, most likely, but where? Everywhere it will be quite vulnerable. If I go to c5, there is just b4, and it's, well, it has to go to e6, then that goes to b5. It's awful. If I go to b4 again, I have no threats there, and the king can go to d2, then to c3. Yeah, white is much better in this position. All right, so yeah, it's just a bad day for me, I guess. But I was quite lucky to win this game anyway. At least not to lose it. The next one is Chewy. We have never played before. Okay, accept the challenge. So I have a feeling that the lower the rating of my opponent is, the more chances I have to lose. Because you never know what is behind that rating. For example, now we have what? 1460. I don't know. Normally, well, it's not so high. But we saw how the guy with 1600s crushed me, so I have to be very careful. All right, let's play a6 to prevent knight a4. h6 was just to prevent bishop g5. Knight takes c5. What is this? Just an attack, or what's going on? Minor piece up now. Okay. What is the main problem? What is going to attack my knight c4 and then play f4 and e5? Which means I have to play d6 just to control e5 and to be able to go to e5 and then to c6. All right? All right. So Chewy says, oh my god, I didn't see that. Well, it's a typical thing when you have a bishop on c4. Typical thing, so. Can take on b2, but it will be too greedy. So I will just come back to e5, why not? Okay, exchanging queens. I have an extra minor piece. I think it's fine. It's fine for me. Now the question is where to go. I think e7 is fine. I want to keep the c file open for my rooks. I guess I can take on f4, but I would rather protect d5 here. To prevent knight to d5 move. And after f takes e5, I'm just moving my knight to g4, attacking e5 and e3 simultaneously. And now knight to e3 gives me extra rook, I suppose. Yeah. d6, king e6. I capture one of that rooks. I hope I will be able to convert that without problems. Okay, so everything's clear. With the bishop on c4, this idea with knight e5 doesn't work. Okay. Next one. One more game against somebody I've never played before, I suppose. Kaiser, don't know. Accept. and white pieces. Finally. Again. And Karakan. So the rating of 1500 says that my opponent joined the community not so long ago. So this rating probably says nothing, absolutely, about the real strength of my opponent. So let's try to be very careful here. And bishop d6. Normally, this bishop goes to g7. Okay, bishop d6 is probably also not bad. So, okay, I will just keep developing my pieces. I hope it's fine. All right, knight to e7. There are different ideas here. For some reason, I want to play this move. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just waiting for black's castling short. It will most likely never happen. And that goes to g6. All right. Yeah, I'm definitely in a very bad shape. I missed that move completely. And this is very logical, by the way. If I take on g6, then h takes g6. Getting some good pawns. If I take on c6 now, knight takes f4, knight takes d8, knight takes e2, king takes e2. Okay, this may be something that I may tolerate. So let's take. Because according to my experience, with this pawn structure, the knight is usually a bit better than the bishop, but I might be wrong. So let's see. The line I have calculated is knight f4, knight takes d8, knight e2, king e2 takes d8, and I have this knight against the bishop. Okay. Never mind, because it never happened on the board. Now c5 is a good spot for my knight. Should I go there right now or prevent the knight from jumping to f4? With the g3. I'm not sure that that is a big problem, so let's just go there. So that goes to f4, I have queen f3, so what? And here, I may want to castle long, right? But I will start with the g3 now. Just to cover f4, preparing h4, h5, this sort of thing. Let's just go in this direction. Yeah, position looks nice. Position looks nice. Doesn't mean anything though. Yeah, simply castling. Rook b5. I mean, this is a useful move for me, I guess. Fixing the weakness on a5. There are different plans now, so I can just try the attack on the king side, so gradually opening the position there. But I have a feeling that this may be also very promising. Because look, now we have very interesting pawn structure. And the knight is not necessarily that great on e7, while my knight on c5 is nearly perfect. Okay, let's bring this rook to h4, controlling the force rank and preparing b4 a bit later. Just to create a passer on the a file, which is a nightmare for the knight, normally. So, how to play that correctly? What is black's plan? Knight c8, knight b6, knight d7, probably just fighting my knight c5. So I think if I want to play b4, I have to do this right now. Yeah, looks good. I'm controlling the position completely. Now I have a passer in the A file. I think it's a good idea just to push it as fast as possible. But we will see. Alright, that goes to C8. The idea is to get to B6. And if I play A5, then that gets this B5 square. That is what I probably underestimated. Alright, what if we just give black this opportunity? I mean, to bring the knight to c4 and then sacrifice the exchange. Is it a good idea or not? I'm just curious if that works. So, let's see. A5, I'm not even forced to do this right now, so maybe we'll start with this move. Covering c4 additionally. Only 1 minute on the clock, that's a problem. Okay, let's take it. Yeah, I could have played this better, for sure. So what's the plan? To bring the rook to a1, behind the pawn, then maybe... Okay, let's forget about it. Yeah, I think I have to do this. A6, A7. Just imagine I have a pawn on h6, it's like winning immediately because I don't have to protect a7, but it's not there, unfortunately. So I'm not sure even if I better here, I don't know. Probably not. Oops. Serious blunder. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just lost now. Amazing. Okay. Great. I mean, so poor technique. I deserved, you know, to lose this game. Because I've got so great position at some point, and I just spoiled everything within, you know, several stupid moves. Let's have a look at this position. I mean, it was so great. Maybe before was too early. All right. Let's see. No, okay. Even before looks okay. Takes. Yeah, so there was a suggestion to not to play a5 at some point. Yeah, maybe you're right. I probably overestimated my position here. Maybe I should have started with something like, you know, rook to a1 here. Just preparing a5. But I can still play this c5, that's the problem. But then I can take, and if rook to c7, then rook to b4, right? That is the move I missed. Maybe it works even with... Yeah, maybe it works even with my a5. So a5. Then c5, b takes c5, rook to c7, and instead of rook to a4, I guess this was a better option. No, with the a5 it actually doesn't work. So if rook takes c5, king to b3, of course I'm completely fine with rook b4, king b4 should be winning for white, but there is rook to a8, and again a5 is heading. So if my pawn is on h6 already, in that case I can protect it and it's not possible to take, but yeah. Alright, anyways, interesting fight. Interesting fight. I think I was better at some point, but who cares? Alright, let's see. Maybe somebody else. I've never played before. Yeah, the last one. And then we get back to normal order of challenges. So the question, if c5, isn't b5 good with two connected passers? But black also gets two connected passers, so I don't know. We have to calculate there. Okay, let's focus. And play at least one decent game. At least one. Taking on f6. Usually white gives bishop h4, g5, bishop g3. But this is also fine. Should be alright for black. What if we take the knight on f3, damage the pawn structure, and then just knight c6? Okay, let's experiment. I know it's definitely not the best move here. So the normal one is just a castle, d6, knight d7, and so on. But I'm just curious, you know. Blitz is, you know, a good opportunity to try something that you would normally avoid in a tournament game, but come on, this is a pawn for free. So e3 was necessary, or maybe castling long, or maybe just rook to d1. I think e3 was the most logical thing to do there. The question is to go back to c6 or to f5 and then to h4. White is going to play f4 next move, right? Right. What should be our reaction to that? Don't know yet, but I think having this pawn structure, knight f5, having the access to h4 just in case, looks not so stupid. Rook b1 instead of rook a1. Rook a1 was also good. I mean, rook b1 I understand, but rook a1 is also logical, preparing a5, a4. I'm just answering the comment on Twitch. So, yeah, let's castle here. So the idea behind rook a1 was after c5 just to take anyway, and after rook c7, rook b4. I think that was good as well. So what about knight h4 now? Probably I will just play g5 next move. And if f takes g5, then hg5 opening the h file. But first I will attack the bishop with the f5, fixing the target on f4, and then g5. Let's go. After fg5, even rook g8 is interesting, by the way. f3. I definitely didn't expect that. Okay, let's just take the pawn. Why not? 2 extra pawns now. And let's just move the knight from there, it's no longer needed on that position. So the bishop is out of play for a long time, maybe forever. What could be a good position for my knight? Probably e5, but I'm not sure about that move because of rook to d4. So what about just playing c5 first, controlling d4? Again, fixing the target on c4, and then just moving the knight to e5, attacking it. b4 actually helps, because now c4 cannot be protected by pawn from adjacent file. And king c7, gradually improving the position. Yeah. Should be winning. Let's try to provoke something. bc5, bc5, you know, defining the pawn structure. Another idea maybe just to put the knight on d4. Also nice square, by the way. For instance, now. Is it good? It's definitely not bad. So I have a concrete threat of just taking on e2 now. If rook d2, then knight to b3. Good. This is just another blunder, because bishop is heading on g2. Alright. So yeah. Starting with bishop g2, white played not so well. After e3, I think white should be slightly better. Yeah, the pawn structure is damaged, but white has nice pawn center. White has potentially much more space. The bishop is good when pawns are on both flanks. So everything says that, yeah, white is having good perspectives here. Yeah, after knight takes d4, position is maybe not lost immediately, but very close to. Okay, now normal order of challenges, and here comes shelling forward, probably. Another loss today, but, well, we'll try our best. At least to fight. So here comes French defense. Playing like in the childhood. This a3. I'm curious, what if I take this way? Just put my knight on f3. Can't be good, right? I'm just wasting so much time. Shelling's rating 30-15. Yeah, Shelling is great. At the beginning of the show, mine was also 30-30. But I lost so many games. Now, 2 weeks ago, my rating was 3100s plus. And then again, I lost so many games. And almost all of them within Banter Blitz shows. Really annoying. But okay, who cares? So I think black is thinking of playing e5, right? If I play bishop b3, there may be a rook takes f3 and then queen takes b2. Interesting. Interesting. I think I have to complete my development. Just have to do that. Bishop to c5. Yeah, this is very strong. But is it enough? A compensation. So if I castle now, Is it really so dangerous? Maybe I'm missing something, but for now, yeah, I'm missing knight takes g3. That's what I missed. So if I play h3, there is knight to g3. That's why the whole idea was probably not so good. So I pawn up right now, but I have some problems with the development. And on the F file. What if I play this move? Okay, here I wanted to play this move. Now g5 is my target. For example, after bishop takes, queen b2, I can take on g5. Queen takes b2, yeah, attack on c3, but then I take on g5. If after bishop e3, queen e3, then f takes c3, I'm still a pawn up. I know that I will probably lose one of my pawns because they're not so good on the e-file. But black also has some problem with the d5, I suppose. And yeah, we will see. Position is quite complicated. Rook f7. Just preparing rook f8, right? But I can force these changes, I guess. So bishop c5, queen c5, and then queen e3. Should still work, I guess. Bishop f3, queen e3, f e3, bishop is protected. If knight d2, then bishop d5. So, what's going to happen here? Am I get in playable position? I can't believe that. All right. So, waiting for a surprise because Shelling is always surprising. Okay, just rook e8. No surprises. Simply attacking e5. Maybe that is just good enough. Okay, let's just put my knight on d4. This looks like a decent square. Okay, so black regained the material. What should be my plan here? I definitely want to get rid of this knight. It's really annoying. And I guess position will be more or less equal after that. Should I include h3 here? Or it's unnecessary? I guess it's another weakness. Another target. Yeah, let's just take there. Yeah. But black is still a bit more active, right? I'm curious if I have to protect that pawn at all. Oh, that was stupid. King e2 was much better. Just relocating my king to the queen side, closer to the queen side. Just don't understand why didn't I play that. Still controlling the F file, by the way. Okay, now we have the G file. Could have been much better than this position. I mean, this is also not so bad, but anyway, let's focus. Oops, that would be a blunder. Let's just play this move first. Okay. Looks like extra material, but it will be very hard to convert it, obviously. But after this move, I guess I have some tricks. Maybe that was unnecessary. Yeah, I'm just bringing opponent's king closer to my king. That was stupid. Okay, I was lucky. Oops. What was that? I lost on time or I won on time? What's this? I won on time. All right. Oh my God. Yeah. So, yeah, it was pretty balanced game, I must admit. Here after king f2, I think it was already equal. At some point, black had real initiative. Whew. All right, okay. So after king f2, I think black's best move was bishop to h3, actually, to control the f file now, because I have to go away with the rook, and then black may think of the regrouping. So I was really afraid of this bishop to h3. So like rook e1, king to d7, let's say. So like rook e7, rook f7. So that was annoying, potentially. And after black's bishop to d7, obviously I had to play this king e2 immediately, using the chance, because now with bishop h3, I just stay on the f file with the rook. And this file is very important, because as you can see in this situation, if king moves away, I may invade opponent's camp. So f6, f7, f8, all are critical squares. And I didn't do that. I mean, I played rook to h1. That was stupid. But let's have a look at the earlier stage of the game. This is, okay, more or less balanced, but it felt like black had amazing position a bit earlier. See, after castling bishop g4 and bishop f4. So that was intentional, just to provoke g5. I also protect g3, so now I may want to play h3, but I'm not sure if it is possible, if black allows me to do that, so... It should be possible, I think, but... There are always tricks, like, you know, if I play h3 here, imagine black may take on f4, then play knight g3, attacking the queen, and then taking the rook. Don't know. But okay, g5 looks logical. Bishop goes to e3. Now somebody suggested rook to f5 on chat, I do remember. Is it good or not? The rook may be attacked a bit later with the knight d4, but maybe even this is possible. So crowning student says if g5 was bad, then bishop f4 was a great move. I actually played bishop f4 exactly with that idea, to provoke g5. So the point is, if I play bishop e3 immediately, I can explain actually why I played bishop f4. Then bishop takes e3. I want to take with the queen, but then queen b2 is a 9. And c3 is hanging. That's what I wanted to avoid in this position. The same with the pawn on g5 doesn't work for black. So g5, bishop e3 takes, let's say takes, and queen b2, I just take the pawn on g5. That's the idea. So that was the idea behind bishop f4. Okay, I don't know. I have no idea. Every game against Shalin is very interesting. Thank you for this experience. Let us continue. On M is next. Accept. Okay. I lost many games this time, but at least I won the game against Shalin. I think it's very important. So the question, knight g5 and then, well, difficult fight. Knight e4 is attacked twice with the bishop and with the knight. Queen takes c3, something like bishop b4, queen e3 takes c3, takes c4, knight takes c4, intending to occupy f6. So it's unclear, I know, but... Oh. That was not intended. I wanted to play d4. Okay, now we have to play something closed. What was that? Some noise in the background. Best answer, unclear, it's Blitz. No, I mean even the position itself was absolutely unclear. Not necessarily because of the Blitz. It was really like double-edged. Castling. Okay, so what to play here? What is the right plan of attack? Just h4, h5, something like this. But then h5 is played. It's almost like close Sicilian, I would say. Let's just play f4. So just put the pawn on c5 and it will be one of the lines in close Sicilian. e5. Okay. Let's try something strange. No, let's don't do this. Let's not do this. Aha, it's correct to say. So f5, g takes f5, knight h4 is one idea. Very typical for this pawn structures. So to sacrifice a pawn, but to get the f5 as an outpost potentially. I guess to d4. Let's go there. Would be nice to have the bishop on a2 g8 diagonal in this situation for sure, like in Grand Prix attack, but it's on g2, so d5. Probably good, you know, probably it's good. Castling. Increasing the quantity of guys attacking along the f file. c6. Okay, supported the pawn on d5. Very logical. All right. So g4, g5 is my next intention, but I have to be careful because knight on h4 is hanging. And what to do, hence? Just h3, king h2. Doesn't look convincing. There may be an idea of just playing knight e2 here, getting rid of that knight. Or at least trying to do that. Okay, I don't know. Let's start with this move. Going away from potentially dangerous diagonal. And then we'll see. I'm not sure. By the way, even e5 may be an idea. So like e5, then bishop g5, pinning the knight, and then d5 is under pressure. It's not so simple to protect. After e5, black may take with the knight. Yeah, my pieces are misplaced. This knight on h4 is not necessarily good. So black is trying to get rid of my knight. Then bishop may go to a6. So probably will prevent it. Just for 2 moves. Because a5 is not necessarily a threat of b4. Black will have to protect the rook this or that way. And this may give us some time for development. So something like bishop e3, queen d2 looks also pretty natural. Right? Yeah. Why not? Complicated position. Queen b6. Okay, so after queen b6, I think this should be played. c5, all right, this weakens d5, so I don't think it's a good move. All right, so let's just play queen to c1, preparing bishop to h6. Let's just go there. So f6 is coming, but black has f6 now. Where is the checkmate? There is no checkmate, right? Queen h6, rook g8, so what? Knight takes g6 now. And knight takes g6 should be... No, it's not decisive. There is the 7th rank then. Alright, so let's start with this move. Then with that one, just increasing some pressure. That's a mistake, I believe. But okay, I won on time. So bishop d5 is possible now, right? Just bishop d5, and I don't know even if I'm better here. So rook e1, protecting the bishop, probably intending to perform a rook lift, but it's not good. It's not good. Why didn't I play c3 a bit earlier, like here, for example, when I had queen h6 a tempo move? I mean, this looked a nice move. So c3, let's say if takes, where the knight goes? To b3, maybe? Then queen h6, rook to g8. I mean, from a positional point of view, it should be a pretty good position. Now bishop e4. Now I have no problems with the d5, so I can protect it with the rook to d1. But knight to a1 should be considered as well. But then I just do what? Take on g6. No, it doesn't quite work. All right, so maybe it's not so clear. Probably I should start with something like this, then c4, and then bishop e4. But again, it's not clear. Probably I missed something earlier. Rook f5 from Johan Wilhelm Möbius. At which moment? Oh, you mean after bishop e4 and knight takes there? Wow, if it works, it's brilliant. Yeah, because there is a threat of rook h5. If gf5, bishop f5. But I have a strange feeling that black will be faster. So king goes to g1. Should be calculated, but maybe it's fine because, yeah, after something like this, I just play king f1. I don't see a check, right? Because b1 is controlled by the bishop. Yeah, it's a perfect idea. Thank you for that. Yeah, it's nice. Not sure that gf5 is the only move though. So, like, what if bishop takes d5 first? Then queen h7, king h7, rook h5, right? That was your idea, I believe. Yeah, this is nice. Yeah, pretty cool. Cool. Thank you for that. It's really, really, really powerful move. All right. Okay, who's next? Cobra, accept Cobra, e4. So e4, e5, knight to f3. Andrey Lopez. Okay, let's anyway play this bishop c6. I mean, I lost with this bishop c6 my very first game this time, but my opponent played nearly perfect chess, so I had no chance. Right, provoking g4, knight takes c5. Maybe I should play that, but I don't really know how to play that, so let's just play this. d3. I know it's bad. I mean, it actually justifies black's bishop g4, bishop h5, because now black forced h3, which will become a target a bit later. It doesn't mean I have no chances. So, position is still playable. But yeah, you have to play g4, knight takes e5 if you want to play this line as white in general. Just win the pawn. Obviously, black will have compensation there. It's a famous line. Okay, now. We have to get rid of this pin. The pin is a 9. It's our main problem here. Should queen b1 or something comes to mind. Looks a bit stupid, but then I will play b4, queen b3, or maybe a3, queen a2. But with the light square bishop still on the board, I think it's not realistic. It's not that position where such a maneuver may work. So instead, what are we going to do? Let's just play rook e1 for now. Let's see what black is going to do in general. f5, alright, e takes f5. I think I have g4 next move. Isn't it good? So after rook e1, I wanted to play knight f1, knight g3. But here I think I'm just winning some material. I'm just winning some material. No, I'm not winning anything because of knight takes e3. I'm so stupid. Really. Oh, I'm blundering like in each and every game. Fortunately, this blunder was not decisive whatsoever, so I still have some targets in black's position, but I have weakened my camp a lot. Oh, I didn't see knight e3 attacks the queen. My god. Yeah. Sometimes you just play very bad. And you can do nothing about it. Yeah. Nothing to comment here. Okay, now let's bring the knight to e4. So at least some blockading chess. I mean, so there is a comment on Twitch, pretty embarrassing, dude. Yeah, that's it. I didn't win the material, but okay. I still have normal position, playable one. We're going to limit opponent's bishops with my knights and attack e5. Question, why didn't you take on e5 at which moment? Instead of playing knight e4 and knight e5, bishop takes e5 and then d4, you mean that? Well, it was possible, of course, but then there was something like queen f7, I think, attacking f2, or maybe queen h4 even with the same idea. So, I'm not sure it would work. Oh, you mean when the queen was still on d8 even? No, I have no answer. I'm probably very tired already, that's why. Yeah, you're right. It was possible to take the pawn. But then again, bishop e5, rook e5, queen h4, attacking f2 and h3 simultaneously. And I have only one ugly defense, which is queen to f1, I guess. Black played something like rook f3 with a huge compensation. Maybe even just better position. Okay, never mind. Let's focus on this one. We have already missed that thing, even if it was good for me. Okay, for now at least everything is protected more or less. Yeah. Black is getting more and more active here. So knight e4 is still good. Black had bishop c5, I think. It was pretty strong. But then rook g3 was probably still possible for me. But then bishop e4, knight e4, rook e4 was very strong. Yeah, I mean, just playing like an idiot. Playing like an idiot in this game and in many others today. But I managed to win the game against my main opponent, Schellenford. Yay! That was very important. So now I think after this exchange on e4, I have pretty decent position. So the normal move will be g5, I think, or something, but I just want to make the things slightly more open. I'm going to put my rook on g1 and king on h1, and then maybe attack that g7. After queen f7, I feel like everything's still protected, right? I may be wrong because, well, rook f2, yeah, still protected, so let's play h6. Let's just take there. All right, so I was extremely lucky here in this game. For some reason, my opponent blundered a queen. All right, let's hide here and just checkmate that guy, or do something close to a checkmate. Hey, you're not gonna hide in this game. Yeah. Okay, there was a moment where black could have played bishop to c5, I think. When I played king to g2, I noticed that right after I played king to g2. So, if I'm not completely blind here, I mean, bishop to c5 looks like a move. Because if I take on c5, there is rook takes f2. Winning the game. Well, at least winning the queen. So after bishop to c5, what to do? Actually, something like rook to g3 comes to mind. But then I was afraid of this combination. So takes, takes, takes. If I take with the queen, there is rook f2 followed by queen g3. It's over. White, so I have to take with the pawn. Then something like this. Anyway, takes, takes, takes. So what is this? Well, I have a pair of rooks against the queen, so it should be good. Yeah, and I don't see how black may win this immediately, and if it's not the case, then white should be fine long term. Okay, but there are different options. I mean, so taking on f2 probably doesn't work right now. Okay, maybe I was fine there. Maybe I was still alright. Maybe not, you know, like better, but I had no illusions. I mean, I understood I was not better in that position, but not completely lost either. So g4 takes, takes, bishop g6, knight takes e5, right? That was a possibility. I missed that completely. Oh, I think bishop c5 is very strong here. So in addition to what I have said during the game, bishop to c5, attacking the rook and exerting pressure on f2. So how to protect this ugly pawn. There's also queen d4, a follow-up. So let's say if rook f3, then queen d4 looks very strong. If rook e2, then queen h4. So yeah, I win a pawn, but look at my position. My king is completely exposed here. So it's gonna be beaten very soon. And I was talking about bishop b5, rook e5, queen h4 with a similar idea, I think. Again, so I may play something like that, but it looks so ugly. Yeah, another move here is, by the way, queen f6. Also quite annoying. Followed by rook e8, let's say. Yeah, extra pawn, but a huge compensation for black. Maybe even better position. Anyways, let us continue. Here is, yeah, SP Coutert. Again, sorry for pronunciation. I don't know how it should be pronounced. I'll just accept the challenge. And true indeed, we have never played. We have never played. That's fantastic. This time I will play the normal bishop a4. Come on, it's enough. Oh, this is a tricky line, and I don't know how to play here. So, there was an old game between Anand and Spassky, but as I said, I don't remember. the exact order of moves. The one thing I do remember, there was a comment of Anand who said, well, white may improve his position with natural moves. That's it. Of course, it's not enough to play the opening, successfully, but let's try to follow that advice. All right. What's going on here? What if I take on e5 here? Not sure. Let's just grab some space. b4. All right. I'm anyway curious about this move. So what if I play... No, okay, let's just take that. Then make normal move bishop to e3, control in c5. I think this square is critical here. Then we may place like rook d1, knight e1, knight d3, another interesting maneuver, just to, again, control c5, maybe exert some pressure on b4. I think we should put our pawns on light squares, even add the one to f3 just to limit that bishop potentially. Okay, let's bring the rook to d1. Curious where the king goes. Yeah, logical. Now let's play knight e2. Another idea may be just to play c5 then knight c4 at some point. We'll see. Not sure now. So there's a comment, don't underestimate CP. I never underestimate my opponents, actually. The other thing, I'm not always in a good shape to beat them. Okay. See, what should be the right move? For some reason, I still think that this c5 is good. Separating the bishop and the pawn, and then moving my knight to c4, maybe to a5 even. Not so clear, obviously, but it's a nice position for the knight. So another one should go to d3 for sure. Black cannot castle. King has already moved in this game. Knight d4. All right, so here I wanted just to take. And try this interesting move. So, I mean, I sacrificed the c5 for sure, but I get very interesting blockading position here, where the bishops are quite passive, and my knights are quite tricky. So let's try that. So now knight goes to a5. I like my position, but I'm not sure that it's actually even advantageous. But it looks like one, right? So look at this. All my pieces are quite active, and blacks are misplaced and not coordinated. It should be not so funny for black to play this one. Although black is technically the pawn up. Bishop b6. Okay, b3 is protected anyway. But if I take on c7, there is bishop d8, but then I take on g7. Should be good. So let's take that pawn. Feels like the first distant game today. At least I have a clear understanding of what I'm doing in this position. That's good. It is always pleasant. And now black has numerous weaknesses. I'm going to attack them. Alright. That's why I wanted to bring my knight to d3. It's indeed a cool position for the knight. Look how many critical squares this guy controls now. Bishop e7. Okay, now it's time to convert the advantage. I have 2 extra pawns, but two of them are quite bad, so gonna be not so simple, that's what I mean. But we can still try. So bring rook and the knight to light squares to avoid the attack from the dark squared bishop. It's good for Blitz, I believe. Not to blunder something accidentally. And now our king should go to c2. I think that's the plan. For the nearest future, at least. Or maybe. We will, yeah. Make it a bit different. So now I think we have time to bring the pawn to b5. It will be also protected there with the rook. Oh, this is a blunder. Yeah, I think it's desperation because the knight controls just, yeah, everything there. All right, it was an interesting game. It was an interesting fight. When the things went wrong for black, I'm not sure. Position looked pretty distant, but then happened this transformation. I think knight d4 was too much. So after this move, I would suggest something like king to f7 probably, and then just bring in rooks to the game as fast as possible. I'm not sure that white has direct threats here. So yeah, I can bring my rook to d7, but it's just a one move threat, so you just protect the c7 with the rook, let's say. Next move will be king e6 already, attacking that rook, and, well, I'm not sure. Maybe white has something, but I don't see it. Oh, there is knight to d6 resource, but then king e6 anyway. Yeah, there are some tricks, indeed. I also consider something like a5 here, just to cover that square and prevent knight to a5. And again, I'm not sure that something like knight d3 gives me anything at all. It's just a good square, and then I play f3. I may bring my king to the center, but I don't see anything decisive for white for sure. That's what I mean. All right. And after this knight e4, I guess, well, I'm getting exactly what I want. So yeah, you have pair of bishops, but my knights look, yeah, stronger within this pawn structure. Okay, I think it was instructive. Probably the most instructive game today. Others were just, you know, complete mess. Okay, thank you very much for that. And one more game against Dilatation X, except we have played last time, I lost. So let's try to play a decent game. Maybe I will lose again, you never know. I mean, it may be like the next shelling beating me almost every time. Well, I'm not sure about this move. Let's just take it. And play a6. And knight b6. And bishop to e6. Just protect an extra pawn. And bishop e7. How this could be worse for black? I mean, extra pawn, everything's fine in the center. I suppose it should be good. Bishop f4. All right, that's castle. That's just castle, complete in development. And now we can play in the style of open variation in Ruy Lopez, like d4. But I'm not sure we need it. What if something like queen d7? What is our plan? Let's start with this. So basically we want to start pushing our pawns, right? But we need a pawn on c5, I suppose. We can also just play d4, knight e4, bishop b3, queen b3, queen d5. Maybe also interesting. So queen d5, knight d5. Yeah, I think it should be considered as a good option. Simplifying the position a bit, exchanging white's light squared bishop, which is potentially quite annoying. We should be all right there. Okay. For some reason, I want to just put my pawn on d3 here. I mean, it's a nice passer after all. Now, just queen d7 and rook to d8. Centralizing the pieces. Knight to e4, what's the threat? Knight c5 for knight g5 probably. But I don't think it's so dangerous, so let's ignore it. Maybe it's a mistake to ignore it. So. We have some nice options now. We can put the queen on f5 right now, attacking the bishop. Yeah, our structure is much better. Knight comes to d4, e5 is under pressure, h6 is coming as well. So, knight e4 now. Should work just fine, but then queen goes to h3. Queen takes, knight takes. That should be winning position. Oh, sorry, not that knight, but this one. Knight e4. Oh, there is a trick. There is a trick. That's... Queen takes d3 was possible. And if queen f4, then knight f6. Yeah, there was a trick. Okay, never mind. It's never happened here. So knight e2 and knight takes f4 should be winning. Queen takes d3 was possible. We'll analyze it after the game, I think. So now let's just take the bishop. And let's take the knight. I mean, come on. 2 extra minor pieces. Well, maybe 1. Alright, but 1 should be enough. What's the reason of playing it? Like waiting for my blunder, but okay. I think I will manage in this game at least. Not to blunder. So there was a question about Queen H3 save the knight. I mean, after knight d4, there was Queen takes d3 even. We'll have a look at that position. It's pretty crazy. I mean, there are so many tricks. Right, knight d3. What's going on? Let's take it. How to take it correctly. Let's take it with the rook. So let's start with this check. And then rook e1, checkmate in 2. All right, so let's get back to the critical moment. So there was a critical moment. Yeah, when I played knight to d4, was probably not the best move. Was h6 was probably better. Or maybe just to start with bishop takes g5, but then bishop takes g5. Okay. So maybe h6 was stronger. But okay, I played knight d4. I think I missed queen takes d3. That was possible. I noticed this right after I played knight to d4. I thought it would be not possible because I can take the bishop, but here comes knight f6. Ouch. Check and then takes on h7. This is a move. I mean, queen takes d3. Look at this. Yeah, knight f6 is an actual threat if I move the knight away from d4 just to win my queen. So can I play something strong here? Bishop g5, just bishop takes g5. h6 maybe. But then knight goes to... Yeah, if knight f6 now, I just take it. Queen f5, knight f5. So knight protects the queen. And yeah, if knight goes away to f3, I just take on f4, I think. It should be winning position gradually. So, yeah, but knight can go there. And the things are not clear. Probably I'm still better after knight e6. Yeah, by the way, the knight should be protected, or it's possible to play like this. The queen takes, pawn takes, rook takes, takes there. Yeah, it's a crazy position. So, I mean, queen d3 was possible. Anyway, it was worth trying because everything else is not good. If queen goes to h3, I just take. Okay, you save the minor piece, but I take the rook on c1. It's just winning position. Okay. And the question, knight e7 after e5 is better than knight e4? I don't know. I find it much more comfortable than knight to e4. You learn not so many lines after that. Everything is pretty, you know, stable there. Sheriff plays that line, for example. Many other good players as well. So knight e7 definitely deserves attention. When I first discovered it, I was so happy. I mean, I was like, okay, I don't have to learn all these lines. Yes, I'm pretty lazy. Okay. So yeah, takes, queen f5. Yeah, I mean, positionally, black's position is very close to winning because extra pawn, better pawn structure, this amazing pawn on d3. Even if I don't win anything right now, it should be much better. All right, guys, thank you very much for your attention. Sorry for being in bad shape. At least we have played several instructive games, I guess, I hope. You learned something new. And yeah, we'll be happy to see you next week. The same banter, and most likely the normal training Tuesday for premium members. Wish you all the best, and see you very soon. Bye bye.